Hello, welcome to my show, Answers from Genesis. And today we have a part two with Alan Bondar. He has an addendum that he wants to add to his story. It wasn't long enough last week. It was almost 2 hours. And so he felt like it needed to be a little bit longer. So he has a PS, couple of things he wanted to add to that. So Alan, tell us what you wanted to say. Oh, one more thing. If you have not seen his original story, it will be linked down below. Make sure you watch that first, because this really is just a little PS that he wants to add to the end. So Alan, tell us what you want to say.
Right on. In fact, I might even suggest you watch this first. Who knows? That way you don't get to that part, and misunderstand it. But either way, this is just an important adjustment. After watching back the video, I realized there was just a couple of things. Well, mainly one thing tied into two parts, but that I just kind of grossly over exaggerated about and misstated completely. And just as I was remembering back, I hadn't thought about my story in so long, because I just wanted to put it out of my head, that when I went back and started telling it again, I guess I was still telling it from the perspective of when I was depressed. As you know, when you're highly depressed, you can be in a room full of people that love you, and you'll still think nobody loves you. You'll still think nobody cares about you. It was at a point where I even thought God hated me. So I was in, as we know from the first time that I talked about it, that I was in a pretty dark place. So I wanted to make a correction to the very minor portion of the video where I talked about that transition period where I said nobody was there for me except for my parents. That was a gross overstatement, as I said. That was not true at all. That's not accurate. That was just me trying to just get through that portion as quickly as I could, and I just kind of threw the statement out and moved on. But that wasn't accurate. There were a lot of people there for me, especially after I rewatched the interview. I was just thinking back, and I was like, man, there was a ton of people that were there for me. Also, I made a statement that I don't remember exactly how I said it. I said my whole church turned their back on me, or everybody in my church turned their back on me, or something like that. That also was highly overstated. There were a few people that I was very close to that turned their back on me. And I understand why. I mean, I brought a lot of pain, and so I can't blame them. But because of that, I took that and I just kind of escalated. Well, the whole church turned their back on me. Well, that wasn't exactly accurate. So I felt very compelled to come on and just clarify that, because I didn't want to misconstrue that part of the story, because the people of Lift Church, they cared about me greatly. My family cared about me greatly. There were people like, I just, I'll throw out a few names, and there's no way I'm going to remember everybody. It's impossible. So if I miss you, I'm sorry, because there was just so many people that were there for me. But I think of Cindy Gerke. I'll tell you, that lady opened her home to me, gave me a roof over my head, fed me, let me live there for a long time for free, just to get me back on my feet. Listen to me grovel day after day after day, crying, just seeing me the mush that I was, and not the man anymore. I don't know how she didn't need therapy after that. Just putting up with me. So, that was amazing. David Curtis, never, ever turned his back on me, even after, many times I would, lie to him or whatever, trying to cover things up or whatever. And he was always there for me. My friend Chuck, and then I kind of pushed him away at some point as well. And Lenny and Teresa Brunson, my associate pastor and his wife, they were there for me the whole time. And even like the Pankeys, who allowed me to move into with them and stay with them for a portion of time. And there was plenty of others, even little things, just calls here and there or whatever, to this day that some people still reach out and see how I'm doing. So yes, I just really wanted to mention that. And then even beyond the church peeps, there was a Joseph Vincent who talked me through a lot of things. Ward Finley, was there for me many times. And then my extended family just sending me money, there to talk to whenever, especially my Uncle Mark. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that guy put up with me for, as long as he did, just all the time talking me through things and just listening. So anyway, as I said, I could go on and just keep listening people. If I don't want to forget anybody, but it is what it is. There's no way I can remember everybody. So if I missed you, I'm sorry. Just know that there was a lot of people that actually were there for me. And I would be amiss not to actually mention that. As I revisited the story after listening to myself say that, I was like, wow, I was really telling that from a previous perspective, but now I wanted to see it clearly and let everybody know clearly. So that's all. I wanted to make those couple of corrections and give credit where credit's due, because yeah, I was very, very very, very sad during that time and missed it all. But there was so many people, and I love you all, and thank you so much for being there for me. And that was all. I just wanted to make that correction.
All right. Well, thank you, Alan. And, it is important, I think, that we understand that our perception in life changes from even short periods of time, but when you go from a really deep, dark place to coming out of it, sometimes that darkness just overwhelms everything else. And we can't see those who loved us. And so I do thank you for sharing that. I think that is very, very important. And maybe it'll be even more powerful that we have this in a little addendum. So anyway.
Cool. Well, thank you for letting me do that. I appreciate it very, very much.
All right. Thank you. And as always, thank you for listening to my show. Make sure you subscribe, like this, share this, give Alan some love. All right. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.